Welcome to Beyond the Feed, everyone. Um, Madeline and I are so excited to do this little series for the summer. I think it's going to be really helpful. We did something like this last summer, like a social media boot camp, but we're really going to dive into a lot of the logistics regarding social media and Canva and Meta and all of that kind of stuff. And we really hope that this will be helpful for you. So feel free to ask questions throughout, and we're more than happy to answer them. So today we're going to be talking about meta business. We'll go more into some of the nitty-gritty of meta business as this class progresses, but today we really just wanted to focus on some of the main points, some of the main like points of concern that people have that they're like, I don't know how to do this. So that's what we are here for. So we will give a brief overview of Meta, which was formerly Facebook. We'll talk about digital presence and why that matters for businesses today. We'll also go into connecting your Facebook and Instagram pages, scheduling content, and really understanding your audience and insights and what that means for your social media performance. So first things first, what is meta? It's a very wide term and it kind of encompasses a lot of things. So Meta is formerly known as Facebook, but it is one of, and is, I'm pretty sure, might be the leading technology company for social media platforms today. So Meta is Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, and Threads. They are all connected. We'll talk about that later in the slides, and Madeline will kind of show you how to connect all of these platforms as one. The main thing that people want to know how to connect is their Facebook and Instagram. So by having Meta be the overarching company, you are able to have both of those platforms linked together. As many of you know, Mark Zuckerberg was the one who created Facebook originally, and it is now transformed and evolved over the years to be this huge mega business that hosts or houses all of the social media that we use today. So, your digital presence. As a business owner, you guys are all business owners, you own your own little companies. You should really be utilizing social media and the web to boost your digital presence. Your digital presence is how others are viewing your brand, business, and an individual all online. So it's essentially how you're portraying yourself online. So this can kind of be broken off into like four different parts. So your website is going to be kind of a main house for it all. All of you guys have your own websites through your Keller Williams Command apps. If you don't think that your website's up and running or don't know how to get it up and running, you can always reach out to us and we can walk you through how to get your website up and running. But from that, you're able to kind of pull a whole bunch of stuff off of that. So your social media, your LinkedIn, your Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. I think that the most ones that people use are going to be your Instagram, your Facebook, and a LinkedIn. I know Willis has recently started a little group chat on LinkedIn for people to like make a LinkedIn post, send it in this little group chat, and everyone will go and react to the post. If you're new to LinkedIn and not sure how to go about that, we can always help you set one up and add you to this group so that you are getting lots of traction on your posts. Instagram is personally, I think that is going to be the easiest social media app to use, but that also might be because I've grown up using social media or Instagram. Um, but the nice thing about it is that you will be able to get them linked. So your digital presence will be able to like, if you want to just post on your Instagram, it can automatically post to your Facebook, which will be really nice. Next will be email marketing. So this also plays a role into your presence online. So newsletters you send out, drip campaigns that you do through your command account. All of that kind of stuff does play a role in it. We have a really great tool, which is our command accounts, that will be able to help you do drip campaigns. So that is something that we can also dive more deeply into if people are interested in how to do that. Another one will be paid advertising. So LinkedIn ads, Google ads, Facebook ads, all of those are great tools. I have not really have much experience with using like LinkedIn ads and Google ads, but a lot of people do like use them and have found great success by using them. Other things to note will be your content. So this can be videos, this can be posts, this can be stories. All of those type of things will play a role into how people will see you online. We can go to the next slide. So why your digital presence matters. A strong digital presence is going to be really crucial for your businesses today. It's going to increase visibility, build your credibility, and drive growth. I know I personally, when I find like a company online or like find it on Google, I will go to my social media accounts to look up this company to see what they're all about. A lot of the times, like if I get like an Instagram ad for a company, I'll like go look this company up and like it won't be a credible company. So I'll be like, okay, I'm not going to use them. So this is going to be really important for you to be building this digital presence because your clients are going to look you up. 100% they will. If you reach out to them or if they reach out to you, they're going to go and do some digging on the back end of things and they're going to find your Instagram and be like, "Oh, I feel like I could really connect with this person and that they would be a great agent to support me." Um, like I said, most consumers do search online before making their decisions. So being easy to find online and trusted is going to be key for you. These digital platforms allow businesses to reach wide audiences as well. So even if someone is not following you, they will still be able to find your social media platforms, which is pretty awesome. For Instagram, that's going to be on the Explorer page. If it's like the page when you're going to search something up, there'll be a whole bunch of posts underneath it and people can scroll through that. I have real estate agents all the time popping up on my Explorer page. Some of them I know, some of them I don't know. So this is going to be really great for you guys because you might get people that are just scrolling on the Explorer page and find your post, click on your Instagram, and then there's a lead. So making sure that your digital presence is really strong and that you are having very credible and good posts and things like that on your platforms is going to be really awesome. And then the other thing to note is that this type of marketing is going to be the most cost-effective marketing out there. It is free to post on these platforms. You're not having to pay to make an Instagram post or make a Facebook post. These are all going to be free. So you're going to be able to post as much as you want without getting charged for it. All right, let's dive into it now.
So really quickly before we start, I just want to touch on connecting your Facebook and Instagram pages. Super beneficial, as Bella was saying. I'm also not the biggest fan of Facebook, so I'd much rather post to Instagram and have it automatically post to Facebook. And down below, I kind of highlighted the steps from Instagram of how you can go about connecting those accounts together. And it's really nice because you can, if you create ads in either Facebook or Instagram, you have the ability to share it across both apps instead of going through Instagram and doing the ad and then going through Facebook and doing a separate thing. So that's nice. And then you can also manage all of your comments and direct messages in the Meta Business Suite. So if people are commenting on your Facebook or DMing you through Instagram, you can see it all in one place instead of having to switch between the two apps. And I would like to point out that your Facebook page, like if you have a business portfolio on your Facebook page, that you need to have a professional Instagram account in order to connect the two. You can't have a private Instagram and a public Facebook page because your share settings get a little messed up. So making sure that everything is all of the share settings are the same. And then before we dive into social media, I just wanted to get a little of the trends out there so that you can kind of see what apps are most used by which generation. I'll summarize some highlights or some important things for you. Facebook really remains the dominant force in social media, with I think 73% of Americans use this platform, and 68% of adults also are like age 18 to 29 are reporting usage multiple times a day. I kind of have in the bottom corner, like Facebook is checked several times a day, way often than like a YouTube would be. That being said, Facebook is definitely more Gen X, so your older demographic, which is, I guess more of your house buying demographic, but Instagram is still really fun. Definitely more younger Gen Z people are using that. Millennials are kind of seen across both Facebook and Instagram, considering that they grew up knowing Facebook, but also got introduced to Instagram at the start. So just a lot of fun. I really like the data. I like to know. So here's some some graphics for you. Another big thing is video is universally appealing across all age groups and platforms. So your Instagram Reels being posted to Facebook and to YouTube even are super, like that's a great way to engage with people. YouTube is becoming one of those apps that people are checking a lot. Like I know I could spend hours just kind of like going down the rabbit hole. So if you haven't started a YouTube, that might be something to consider if you want to reach a broader audience. And then I put some stats on there. You can see we spend a lot of time on social media, sometimes up to 4 hours a day for the younger generations. So going back to what Bella was saying, like this is all free advertising. Like if somebody's gonna spend 2 hours on Instagram a day, like they're gonna end up seeing your post, even if you post multiple times. So all of this is up here if you want more deep dive. I also have resources about that. Oh, and then people are generally on Instagram and Facebook between 9 and 12 and 3 and 5. So like your morning rush and then your afternoon rush. People aren't as active on weekends because there's like things to do outside, but I feel like lunchtime is also super popular because people tend to scroll on social media while eating their food. So just some things to consider. And then when we go into the meta business, I'll show you where you can find where your specific audience is the most active. Um, and now we're gonna hop over to meta business. Does anyone have any questions so far? All good. All right. So, Meta Business Suite, you can get to it from just from like going to your Facebook and kind of going through your settings and click Meta Business. I always just like look up Meta Business Suite. For me, that's the easiest. There's also an app. I have not checked out the app. I think that might be like a little information overload on an app, but have yet to see that. I'll make this big for you guys. So this is what the Meta Business Suite looks like. If you have never logged into it before, it's going to ask you to log in. If you only have an Instagram or you only have a Facebook account, this might be a great place to start where you can like connect your two accounts as well. I know that if you start here with a Facebook, it'll have a little button right here that'll say like connect an Instagram account. And if you haven't done that yet, you can click on it and it'll like help you to create an Instagram account that's under your umbrella of your Meta Business Suite. So this is your homepage. Everything that you would ever need is going to be on the homepage. So you have your Facebook and your Instagram and even like the links and what's in your bio so you can make sure that everything works. You have your followers over here in your corner. This is going to be like your Facebook header, just if you were curious. And then down here, Meta gives you a to-do list. So it sees that we have all of these comments that we haven't replied to. So it's going to suggest that we reply to them. Um, this has a weekly plan, which is fun. It'll kind of push you to do these things, and you can set weekly goals. So it's a good way to keep yourself accountable. This is where you can get into the paid advertisement, which I'll touch a little bit on later. And then for scheduling posts and stuff, you can see that all in your planner. If you ever do run an ad campaign, it'll be down here and it'll give you all of the statistics on what the ad is doing and what audiences it's reaching. And then just ways to grow your audience and basic like, oh, meta announcements and things like that. So you can really find everything off of this homepage. If you wanted less or like, I guess more detailed things, it's all going to be on this side in the same order. So your notifications are going to be here. That's what we were seeing down here. Your ads manager, your inbox, your lead center, which I'm not going to touch on today, but it is there if you do decide to use that. Your content, your planner, insights, and then just an overview of all of there's so many more tools that you can use. We're just really touching surface level here, but it's all here if you do want to explore it all. I'm going to first start with just a basic, we're going to make a post for World Environmental Day. So this is what it looks like. Obviously, if you have an app that you prefer, like Instagram or Facebook, you can go to your Instagram, create the whole post that you're going to do. And then when you go to share it, there's a little button that you can toggle that says like also post to Facebook, and you can do it that way as well. But this is a great way to do a post if you're going to schedule it out. So let's fake create a post. We're going to add a picture. I created a little graphic. I'll put the World Environmental Day in there. And then if you wanted to add more than one, there is an option to do that. We haven't updated, or I think Instagram can now take 20 photos. So maybe in the meta, you can only do 10, but just know that Instagram does take up to 20 photos. So if you're posting more, maybe start on Instagram. And then here you can kind of customize your post for Instagram and Facebook. So let's say you wanted this to be different, like join us to celebrate. And then on your Instagram, you wanted to say like happy world environment. So you can kind of change around if you wanted things to look different. You can see that this kind of changes, like this is more your Facebook layout versus this is your Instagram layout. And because we have two pictures, it's on a little carousel versus Facebook, it does this little split screen thing. So just things to keep in mind. Again, you can, on Facebook, you have more options to add like location and activity versus Instagram, it's just like location. It's also important to keep in mind if you're tagging people, it changes a little differently. I can go up here. Like my Facebook is different than my Instagram name. Let's see if it'll, yeah, like my Facebook is Madeleine Ellegard, but my Instagram handle is different. So if you're tagging people, just make sure that you're getting both of their Instagram and their Facebook usernames because they will be different. And then down here, you can go to your scheduling options. If you toggle this, it'll give you these options right here. If you want them to post at the same time, that's great. You can come in here and pick a date, and that time works. As you can see, you don't have to post these two at the same time. If you wanted a delayed post, you could change the minutes, you could change the hours, you could change the days. Doesn't really matter. This little button will show you the active times. So these are the most active times for your users. And I love to look at this because like they're different. And like Saturday on Instagram is a great time. Oops. But like at 5 o'clock versus 9 o'clock. Like I just think that that's really interesting. And then collaborator, if you were collaborating with another agent or somebody else that you wanted on this Facebook, you could click on them and they'll have the option to share it to their Instagram and Facebook, which is super nice. And then it'll automatically share it to your story so that people will know, like, oh, you have a new post. You can toggle that on and off, and you could there's features where it'll like remain on your story until you turn it off, or you could just share it once and be done with it. And then lastly, public and restricted. So you, I would suggest public since we're trying to reach a broader audience. And then you can click schedule. I'm not going, actually, I can do that and we can delete it later. So I'm just going to click schedule. And you're like, great, cool. It's going to automatically pull up your planner. So we'll go to today and you can kind of see once it loads. We have a lot. We utilize the planner a lot. These are past posts that went out yesterday. And you can kind of flip through and see, okay, this post is going out then, and it'll have the little Facebook icon, so you know that one's going to Facebook, and that one's going to Instagram. And this little guy will tell you like, oh, you have 2 pictures in there, or multiple pictures. They'll also have these little blocks, which they'll kind of nudge you to schedule something at these times because they know that your Instagram followers and your Facebook followers are really active during those times. So it's, super nice to have that there, and you can kind of aim to schedule your posts during then. You can also, if you are more goal oriented, you can start a new goal. And in here, you can be like, I want to grow more followers. And then it'll tell you all of these metrics that you can follow. And it'll tell you like, oh, you need to post more during this time and this time. And it'll end up showing in your planner and remind you like, oh, make sure that you're posting on Instagram during this time or Facebook during this time. So that's kind of your planner and your schedule posts. You can also do the same thing with reels and stories. It's all right up here, right at the top, super quick and easy to use. I'm going to touch a little bit on our insights tool, which is really nice. They're customized to you and based off of the activity that you get on your Facebook and Instagram. So it's pretty straightforward. These are your views and your reach follows all of this, and it has graphs. And if you wanted to really focus in on your followers, you can get really, really nitty-gritty into the data. I personally love to know, like, oh, these are your demographics. So if you wanted to focus on a specific area, how could you increase that? It's interesting to see. I guess it makes more sense that we have a lot more women considering we have a lot of female agents. So maybe if you wanted to tailor more posts to men to try to boost this up, this can give you an idea. Here are like trends of your followers, the most active times of your followers. So you have your 3 o'clock rush right here. And then it'll give you potential audience. Mine's a little whack because I think it's pulling from my personal Facebook as well. But this should be more accurate for you guys. But down here, I kind of like that it gives you top pages that are like you. And it'll like, I don't know, it's just interesting data to look at. And then you can let me go back to the overview. You can do this on views, you can do this on your reach. Oh, and then I also forgot to mention that you can toggle between, I think this one we were doing, yeah, up here, oops, we were doing our Facebook. So if we switch to Instagram, things change, our demographics change, our trends change. And you can also change the days that we're looking at. So if you wanted to look at the month versus versus I don't know, last month, or you could customize it. It's just there's so much data at your fingertips, and it's really nice to look at if you're wondering like, are my posts reaching people? Is this effective? If you keep scrolling down, they'll also give you recommendations. There's a lot of AI built into Meta, so they're always trying to, help you out and really grow your business. You can, like, there's so much to play around in here, that I would highly suggest just kind of getting in here and, seeing it for yourself and seeing your own insights. Yeah, you can even get down by the post and the reaches in the comments. It's so cool to me personally. Awesome. And then lastly, I just want to talk about your, ads manager. I'll go to your homepage and I'll go down to create ads. So if you wanted to create an ad in Facebook, or in Meta, this is how I would kind of suggest doing this. It's pretty straightforward, and I'm going to use a post. I'm going to use this post. So let's say I don't know, you want to put out an ad for an event that you're doing or something. You can use one of your Facebook posts that you've already created, or you can like upload your own media and create a new post from scratch. So it's already pre-filled, so we're going to use this. And you can change the headline here, and that's this kind of button right here. And if you click on the See All Previews button, you can toggle back and forth between what it's going to look like on your Facebook versus your Instagram, which is also nice to see. Like, this is what your Instagram ad looks like, and that's what your Facebook ad is going to look like. Just if you want to be able to visualize it before you send it out. Um, the messaging, if you want to have people be able to message you off of this ad, this is where your message template is going to come from. This button is super, super, super important. You want to make sure that this one is coming down, and you want to make sure that it's under housing. I can't, Willis can, if he's on, can maybe fill me in. I can't remember. I think it's something to do with like the Equal Housing Act and making sure that, yeah, everything is fair and under compliance, I think is what that one was. But I know that this one must be turned on if you're doing anything related to housing. Again, you can select your audience, you can schedule the duration in here, and then you can play around with the amount of money that you would spend per day, and it kind of estimates your reach down here. So if you only wanted to spend a few dollars a day, you can, but if you wanted to really go hard on it, you can do 200 a day. So that's all options for you. And then there was something else that I feel like I missed here. I think there was, sorry, there was one more thing that, back to the beginning here. I think that there should be an option here where it'll show you if you wanted, I'm looking at this metric in specific, like if you wanted to change the amount of accounts you reached and stuff, but then you can also change it instead of replies, you can change it on like followers or people who message you, things like that. But I seem to have lost where that might have gone. I apologize. Um, let's see here. Oop. Oh, okay. can't, sorry, I cannot remember. My apologies. But that's kind of an overview of the Meta Business Suite. Do you have anything else to touch on, Bella?
No, I just want to say that starting off, I know we covered a lot about like going into your Meta Business Suite. I think to start, you guys should make sure that your accounts are linked. First of all, that's step one, is make sure that your Instagram and your Facebook are connected. You can like easily tell it if you go into your Facebook or either your Instagram and your settings portion of it. It'll
Mhm.
tell you if it's linked. So make sure that's linked. And then I would say just start playing around with your audience. I think that's going to be really interesting to people and being able to tell like who is viewing your posts and what the age demographic is, because if it is people that are in the age range of like buying a house, I mean, like if it's like a very, very young kid that's looking at it, like they're probably not looking to buy a house. But if it's like someone between like 18 and 50, they definitely might be in the business of buying a house. So go through and look at that, and then it'll really help you be able to start like merging your posts to fit that demographic. And then I also think it would be fun to schedule out some posts in advance and just play around with the whole scheduling portion of things. So like I mean, there's multiple holidays this summer that are coming up. So, like, creating a few posts that match your brand so that your brand identity is staying the same on both platforms and just scheduling those posts out, that'll be really helpful. And then you'll be able to, like, pick the time and then see what time your audience is active at and just be able to play around and get to know who your followers are and what is interesting to them. But I think that Madeline covered all of the Meta Business Suite side of things, and we will be able to go from there. So next week, we'll be touching on Canva and really diving into Canva. I'm not sure if everyone was on team meeting this week or not, but Lindsay made an announcement that Keller Williams is partnering with Canva. So you guys will have Canva accounts through your command profile. So you guys will want to be sure to come in next week and listen in. We're going to be going into the ins and outs of Canva and how you'll be able to use it for your business and how you'll be able to create your own posts or your own brochures and all of that kind of stuff. Does anybody have any questions about Meta Business right now? No, I see shaking heads. Okay, well, if nobody has any questions, you can always text Madeline or I, or Willis is always a great tool, and Lindsay's a great tool as well. So, anyone on our leadership team, we're more than willing to help with any questions you have about Meta Business. But I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and this will be recorded and posted on the YouTube channel. So, if you want to go back and slow it down so that you're able to like run through step by step how things work, that'll be great. Hey, bye.
Bye.